Hey, what's up? I'm Guy.
I'm John.
This is our YouTube channel. Subscribe to this channel and give this video a like.
Check out the podcast below in the description. Do that now. Now. Do it.
All right, John. No real reason to talk about the 49er game. Draft position was all that mattered. They ended up here in large part because of the fact that, again, Jimmy Garoppolo, this time, Kittle's playing, so sit next to Richard Sherman Sunday watching the Niners game. Maybe it's Sherman's last game as a Niner. Maybe it's Jimmy's last game. Jimmy Garoppolo watch is officially on. I know the day started with Chris Mortensen saying most league insiders believe the Niners will move on if there's a better option. That's not breaking news to anybody. The real debate over the next several weeks and months is going to be what are the other options and are they better? But January 4th, it officially begins.
What's funny is bringing up Richard Sherman is he's basically gone on record of like, yeah, it's over. Like, they're not going to bring me back. And Jimmy, and it's
that's
like
he's trying to get
being honest.
That's why he's been pumping Robert Saleh up so he can get that
he's trying to
Lions
get
contract.
that last contract. Don't blame him. And Jimmy, they've been just saying nonstop, he'll be the quarterback. He'll be the quarterback. The picture today, the visual today of Jimmy Garoppolo sitting between Trent Williams, Richard Sherman, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. It's like, what are we doing here? But that picture of Jimmy Garoppolo, more than the other guys, is just, we have been talking about it nonstop. I don't think he's back on this team next year. I don't know the exact path. Are they going to trade pick 12 for Matt Stafford? Are they going to, I don't know, trade Jimmy and just figure it out? Are they going to draft a guy and then ultimately trade Jimmy in training camp? I just don't think when week one comes around, I will be shocked if Jimmy's the quarterback. Now, by the time we get to training camp, shocked. I don't expect him to be the quarterback. Maybe shocked's a little strong. My expectation is for Jimmy Garoppolo to not be here. I do not expect him back, and I think it's as simple as, because it came out today, like, who are they going to replace him with, like Ryan Fitzpatrick or Andy Dalton? One thing we can't keep comparing Jimmy Garoppolo to just normal quarterbacks, even if they're quote-unquote worse than him. Jimmy Garoppolo now, to me, is known as the quarterback that sits in the suite, in the sense of he's not available for games. So, like, we talk about him like a player. He's been that way really for one season. The other seasons, the two of the three seasons, right, in 18 and in 19, 18 and 20, he's missed 70% of the games. And that is just, you could be the best team in the league. The Packers, Patriots for years with Brady. You're missing the playoffs if that's the case. Like, that's just that's the starting point. Then you factor in all the other shit. But, like, to me, the biggest issue this year for the Niners, like the number one issue that the playoffs, the Bears made the playoffs at 8-8. The Niners went 6-10. And Jimmy missed 10 games and really got yanked from another. It was a disaster. It's because of Jimmy Garoppolo. Not Kittle missing time, not Bosa out for the year. Like, if Jimmy Garoppolo plays 16 games, how are they not 8-8? Like, they're to me, and think about the games they've won. They're probably a playoff team.
You mean
that
the
to
blowout
me
win in
Kyle's
New
thinking
England?
today.
Remember that game?
What? Yeah.
You should think
But
about
I'm
the
just
games they
saying,
won
like,
because he started and finished, John, 4 games, by the way.
So he only started 4 games.
No, he started 6 games, but then he got hurt against the Jets. So actually,
Got yanked in the Dolphins game.
Got yanked in the Dolphins game. Then he got hurt in the Seahawks game. So he actually only started and finished 3 games.
Yeah. So I just have a hard time seeing them, like, I view him as the injured guy now, not like the player anymore. Because when you just miss, he goes out in week 3, basically however you want to, shake it, 10 games, but it really is feels a little less than that, right? Because like you said, he didn't finish some of the games.
No, 10 is how many he missed. So 6 is
10's how many he
played.
missed, and then he missed the other 2, parts of the other 2. And really in some of those games, like, they lost week 1 to the Cardinals when he was fully healthy and just not very good.
See, I think that is the other part of this. It's not just that he is a hurt quarterback. Like, everything you said, I agree with. But part of, I think, the way we've talked about him when he's hurt is a reflection of how he looked when he played. And even before he got hurt, it looked sketchy against the Cardinals week 1.
The year was a disaster for Jimmy Garoppolo, right? Is there anything positive you take away from it?
Well, he made a lot of money.
Yeah.
but his short sleeve hoodie game is as strong as anybody's, right?
Yeah, he's a good looking, rich guy. Is he a good quarterback? Like, that was the question. I felt confident answering last year. I just, like,
let me ask you this.
Part of being a good quarterback is, like, you just play. You know?
Let me ask you this. If he looked good when he played, would you be saying what you're saying right now? If he had missed all the time that he missed, but he looked good when he played.
I would pivot a little bit, but I would say part of he'd be really scary to just put all your chips in his basket.
He would be. But to me, like, I would feel really strongly that he was your starting quarterback next year. I agree with you. I wouldn't be shocked if he's the starter.
Shock was strong. I'm just predicting he's
But I'm just saying, like, I think what you're saying is, here's what I'll say, and you tell me if you agree with this. I think I almost said under 50%. I mean, it's 50. It feels like it's 50-50. The only thing that holds me back, and I've said this many times before, is it's always harder to get rid of quarterbacks than you think.
To me, the other difference, though, Guy, is, and here's the curveball this year that did not exist last year. What you say it all the time, like Cedric Entertainer, wish a motherfucker would sit in my seat. Like he's just waiting. Like kind of, I think the Niners are just begging.
It's the wish factor.
Hey, Belichick, you want this guy? I hope you want it. Like we want to get rid of him. Matt Stafford, you want to demand a trade here? Like they are actively looking. Like last year it was like, they weren't even actively looking. Tom reached out to them. If the same situation happened this year, we agree Jimmy would be gone. Like if it was Brady for Jimmy this year, it's a great point. A no-brainer.
When Mort says they believe they'd move on if they could find a better option,
that means they're looking for a better option.
What I'm saying is like, that applied last year when they evaluated Brady and decided not to. Now, maybe I shouldn't say decided as if it was Brady was going to come if they had told him they want him, but we did this, John, last year.
What they kind of made it out to sound like, because the Niners
made it sound like they picked him.
Were a much better option than Tampa, right? Yeah. They just lost in the Super Bowl. If Tom Brady was with the Niners this year, they're in the playoffs, right?
So I was thinking about that the other day. Like the Bucs are the 5 seed. It's not like they were dominant,
but they won 11 games.
Yeah, that's true. The problem,
he threw 39. He threw 40 touchdowns, guys.
But I wonder. I'm concerned. Niners quarterbacks got hit more than any other quarterbacks in the NFL this year.
He gets rid of the ball fast, though.
He does. I know.
Yeah, he threw 40 touchdowns. I know those wide receivers are good.
No, what I'm saying is not about him. My only hesitation on that is, would he have been healthy but on this Niner team with all these other injuries that occurred? Kittle never gets hurt, maybe, because Brady hits him, doesn't miss high.
And maybe they just run different type plays with Tom. Who knows?
Yeah. But, yes, I think he's a better player. He would have been a better player, and they would have been better off.
I think Jimmy Garoppolo has put himself in the situation. I don't think he meant it. He just got hurt again. He doesn't want to get hurt. But they are in a situation now where his bosses, the general manager, who I think his people have been looking, right? They've gone to see all these quarterbacks live. There are reports Zach Wilson. He's gone to see Justin Fields. Like, they've seen all these guys. And I just think their activity, like last year it was doing other things, like who's the best wide receiver? What do we have to do with our defensive free agents? This year, to me, the number one priority on the whiteboard, it ain't even close. There's not even a close second. Our quarterback situation, right?
Yeah.
That was just not the case last year, and it is the case this year.
I guess Kyle Shanahan told Greg Papa on the pregame show the best game that we could play is a fast game. Basically, I can't wait till this game's over because that means the season's over. And then apparently he said the same thing post-game. Now, I would imagine a big part of that is for all these guys, he wants to get home and see his family. And this season's been absolutely miserable on him. But the other part of this is he wants to get to work on getting back to where they think they're supposed to be. And what does that mean for him? I know what it doesn't mean for him. I know what it does mean for him, I should say, and that's watching quarterbacks, evaluating quarterbacks, right? Here's the other question I have, and we'll talk about Robert Saleh. So if Saleh let's say Saleh takes the Lions job, like, have less people in NFL front offices seen college players this year? Like, have less 49ers personnel seen Zach Wilson in person than a normal year? In other words, if Saleh takes the job and makes Adam Peters, takes Adam Peters as his GM, and Adam Peters is like the guy running point on Zach Wilson scouting for the 49ers.
Yeah.
I just wonder, is there going to be less information available to the Niners if they lose one of their front office members than normally would be?
Well, that's why you send Adam Peters to Provo or to Boise State when they play, right? You've already accumulated his information.
Yeah, you're right.
He's already put it in
he's typed it up and told you what he thinks. That's true.
I always think that. I just think it's normal protocol. The guys leave, you have their information. It's just, I don't think the NFL is as big of a secret as people think.
So does Adam Peters download all that stuff to a personal thumb drive before he leaves?
They'd probably give it to him. I don't know. Maybe he could print it out. It is his work.
Yeah.
Again, they're on good terms.
Proprietary information. I know. I'm not kicking him out the door. I'm just made me think of something else. Yeah, there's options. The Wentz thing, which we'll get to, Stafford, draft picks. This didn't work for multiple reasons. One is the injuries, but the injuries thing covers up the fact that it wasn't going great.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think they're directly correlated too. Like, you miss time, he doesn't get better.
Yeah, they're all part of the same bubble.